Okay, today we're going to learn about some layer masking, and layer masking is a really useful tool because layer masking is a reversible way to hide part of a layer. You know, we've been working with selection tools, and whenever you select something and then you press delete, well, those pixels are forever, they're gone. But when we use a layer mask, it's reversible. And we can add, on a mask, you can add black, white, or gray to a layer mask. So whenever we use a black paintbrush on a layer mask, that means that it will hide. And when we use white, it reveals, and gray is an opaque. So you can gradually, using gray, it is like an opaqueness, you can hide some of it or reveal some of it. Okay? All right, so let's get started. So the first thing that I want to do is, my picture is kind of small, so I'd like to increase the size. To do so, I'm just going to come over to the left side toolbar, click on the zoom tool, come up here to the options bar, and click on fit the area to the screen. Very simple to do. The next thing that I'm going to do is, if you notice, I'm on the door layer and I have a forest path layer. So make sure that you're clicked on the door layer because we're going to be masking some of this away so that we can see some of the picture that's behind it and kind of composite, which means to bring together mesh together two different pictures. I'm going to turn back on that door layer. Okay, so come down here, and one of the differences in Photopea versus Photoshop is the name. So the name of this, you might hear me say, add a layer mask. Well, in Photopea, it's called add a raster mask, okay? So I've clicked on this door layer. I come down here to the bottom of the properties panel, click on raster mask. Now then, notice it has linked to this layer a mask. Remember, a mask will help you to hide or reveal things. So the next thing I want to do is I want to come over here and I want to click and I want to get my brush tool. Okay, remember, we want to reveal some of the things that are behind this. We're compositing. We're meshing together two pictures, kind of like whenever you're using blending modes. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that my color is on black, which it is. Yeah, see that the color is black. That's my foreground, background. Foreground is black. So that means that is the color that is on my brush at the moment. My opacity is 100%, the flow is 100%, and the smoothness is at 0. I can click over here and I can even change, here's where I can change the size of it. And I am going to actually take the hardness of this brush down a little bit to about 25%. If you can't get it right on the nose, you can always click right here and type it in. Okay. All right, my blending mode is normal, opacity is 100%, flow 100, smooth is 0. All right, and then this changes the pressure of it, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, so now then I'm going to look and I want to reveal, remember there's all these beautiful leaves and everything on this second picture? See all those leaves? And then the girl? What I want to do is I want to reveal her like she's walking through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be painting on this mask layer right here. If you look at my mouse, you can see it over in the properties panel. I'm going to paint on that mask layer. So I have to have that clicked. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to kind of start to paint. And if I notice, look over here at the masking layer, there's black. So the black is revealing what is behind it. So I'm going to kind of come over here. I'm going to brush that in. And I do kind of small strokes because I really don't want to, if I mess up, that way I can do a control and the letter Z to undo what I've done. So I'm going to let you work on revealing the girl in the door. Okay, so all I've done is I've revealed the girl through this door. Now, if you can tell, I kind of messed up right up here. That's a very, very simple fix. I'm just going to change. I can get this to, okay. I'm going to change to white. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to, here, switch. There we go. And I brush back where it was and look. So it's concealing and it's taking it back. It's kind of like using the opposite of an eraser. Okay. So I'm going to bring a little bit of that back because I'm going to show you how to use some opacity. All right. I'm going to switch this back. Now, I'd like to soften this around this edge so that it doesn't look so abrupt, so that I can't tell the edges. To do that, I am going to take my flow and I'm going to bring the flow down to about 20%. I can't get it there, so I'm going to and then I'm going to take my opacity and I'm going to bring my opacity down as well to about 60%. Okay. So now I'm on black. And now whenever I brush over this area right here, it is leaving some opacity with it. So it's not such a definite, abrupt line that you see in between these two. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave my opacity on 60 and my flow on 20, but I'm going to increase my brush size. So I'm going to use that bracket key, increase that brush size so I can get a little bit more done. Now, as you're noticing, because our opacity and our flow is down, you can see it's not taking away everything. It's leaving some opaqueness. So the more you go over it, the more it'll, paint black. Right now, if you look over here at your masking layer, it's gray. Remember what I told you about you can paint with gray is that it provides a little bit of an opaqueness. Because I kind of want it to, I want to still be able to see some of the edges of the castle, see some of the leaves as well. Okay, so there you have it. That is how to use a layer mask. In review, remembering that all you're using is the colors black and white, and the color black is concealing and the white will reveal. So it will reveal back what you had. So whenever I paint that black over it, I'm concealing part of that picture so that the picture behind it can be revealed. All right. So to add that layer mask, all we did was we came down here and we clicked on Add Raster Mask, and then we chose our paintbrush and began to paint.